Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well and having a marvelous day. I'm here to do an intuitive card reading on the new doors opening for you. So let's see what insight, guidance, and messages the universe has for you through the cards. We have chrysoprase. Allow yourself to receive. So in today's society, it feels like there are mainly two types of people. Those that are takers, that just take, and don't give back. And then there's also the givers, the ones that are always, giving freely of their heart. They want the best for other people. They're, giving. They're like, oh no, I want you to have good things. Oh no, I care about you. Oh no, I love you. And so they're giving and giving and giving, but they don't usually give back to themselves or allow themselves to receive. They're just constantly pouring out of their cup. So if you're watching this video, it feels like you're more the latter than the former. But the thing is, life is about ebb and flow, give and receive. So you shouldn't just, be giving constantly. There's nothing wrong with giving. It's very beautiful to give. It's very beautiful to share. But if you're just constantly pouring out of your cup, eventually your cup will run dry. There'll be no more left to give. It'll be empty. So that's why it's also important to fill up your cup, to allow yourself to receive, because you'll have so much more to give. It'll be so much more powerful and impactful when you allow yourself to receive as well. And that can be receiving from the universe in general in terms of energy. It could be terms of receiving where you give back to yourself and show yourself some self-love. It could be receiving from other people who want to give back to you, who want to share with you because they see your light, they love you for who you are, and they just want to, give back, because giving is a beautiful form of love. But if you are constantly like, no, that's okay, I don't need it, you're blocking yourself from love that wants to come into your world. So allow yourself to receive. You'll be able to do so much more, because the universe wants to share these bountiful blessings and resources with you so you can go farther, so you can have a greater impact, so you can open more doors, so you can do more. So allow yourself to receive, because these blessings are going to help you go so much farther. We also have Carnelian, feed your creativity. Yeah, this feels like you're allowing more of the divine inspiration to flow into you. You're in that receptive mode. So it's not just about coming from you and trying to force things and being like, no, I know best. And your ego could be running the show. Nothing's inherently wrong with ego. It is a resource for us to use in this human experience, but it can get into these power trips, and we can get egotistical, and we can, come from a place that is not like divinely sourced, that is like having all this inspiration and guidance for us that could, help us go even farther if we allow ourselves to receive. So you can allow the divine creativity to flow through you, to have all this innovation, these new ways of doing things, and it'll help you go so much farther. So feed your creativity, do some more creative things, get in the fun, get in the flow, trust the process, and see what comes up for you. So we have Blue Jay, resourcefulness. It really does feel like you are resourceful, that you can make whatever you have work, and that is with your creativity and innovation, and you are just putting things together in unusual ways. But your resourcefulness is also because you're willing to receive and not block yourself, because you can get these sparks of insight which come from the universe, which come from the divine, that allow you to use what you have in ways that no one else would think of, because they're not, being resourceful. They're not, getting in the receptive mode. They're not tapping into their creativity, because a lot of people tend to get in the mindset, not everyone, but as a general statement, is that they tend to be a little more box thinking, where everything goes in its neat little box, and this is what this is for, this is what that is for, and they don't intermingle, they don't cross, they don't change their purpose and what they're for. That, you don't color outside the lines. It's more of that rigid and flexible state. But you are adaptive. You are willing to see what else can be done. And this is going to lead you down this path of, it feels like a domino effect, where you're like, oh, what if I do this? And that'll lead you to another thing. You're like, well, if I can do that, well, then what if I do this? And it's just going to compound and lead you down this beautiful path of all this new insightfulness, all this new creativity and innovation, and ideas for how things can be done differently, and combining different things that hadn't been combined before. And it's just going to be really interesting. And maybe not all of them will work out the best, but it feels like each experience, each new innovation you try, each new way you're being resourceful is like a springboard and a launch pad to the next thing, that you are building up all this experience, all this insight, all this wisdom, all this knowledge, and you're able to alchemize it, you're able to combine it, and then just go into the next thing. So it's going to be this very impactful thing. I don't know what it is, but you're very resourceful, and you're allowing yourself to be in the receptive mode so you can have this creativity and innovation. So that's awesome. Okay, we also have otter playfulness. So it very much feels like you are allowing yourself to be more playful with things, like the whole coloring outside the live things. You're allowing different things to blend. Like, in my mind's eye, I'm getting like you're just playing with color, so to speak, but not literally color. But you know how children will often mix colors just to see what happens? Like, that feels like that's what you're doing. You're being creative, you're being innovative, you're being resourceful, you're getting in the receptive mode just to see what happens. You're like, well, what if this? And you're playing with things that other people probably wouldn't play with, because a lot of people, mostly adults, have lost that sense of play, have lost that sense of fun, that sense of exploration, that sense of wonder, and be like, well, what if this? Their curiosity. And they are very much like, well, this is how it is, this is how it goes. In life, this is how it is. Society has it this way. We're not going to change things. We're not going to shake things up. This is how it is. But you feel like you're putting on your exploration cap, your playfulness and your fun and your inspiration and your curiosity are coming out, and you're seeing what happens. You're like, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe it won't work out, but that's okay, because I want to learn. I want to explore. I want to have fun in the process and be playful with it, because it feels like with you, you're not getting so caught up in the final results. Because a lot of times in society, we're all about being productive in the final result and having something to show for it. And we want it to be this physical, tangible thing. It's like, look, see, this is what I did. I accomplished it. Here's how I accomplished my goal. Look at the result. Look at the end product. I have this to show for it. But with you, it feels like you're focusing on the process, the fun of it, the playfulness of it, just enjoying the moment. And that's your end goal. And people might ask you, like, well, what did you get out of this? And you'll be like, fun, play, curiosity, learning, growth. Like, I was resourceful, I was creative, I was innovative, I was having fun. And that might confuse a lot of people, but I feel like because you are putting this playfulness, this fun, this curiosity, exploration, and all that into it, your results are gonna show a lot more for it. Maybe not right away, but it's like this different frequency that just feels lighter, feels lighthearted and fun and eager, and just, it feels like childlike. And not in like the temper tantrum kind of way, because a lot of people in today's society be like, oh, kids, they're just all a hot mess and they're crying all this. No, it feels like that purity, that innocence, that wonder, like bright-eyed wonder with the world and how everything can be magic and miracles. That very much feels like your energy right now when you're taking the time to be playful and to explore. So that's awesome. Okay, so we have hedgehog protection. Yeah, it very much feels like the universe wants you to know that you are divinely protected. It has not forgotten you. It has not forsaken you. You are protected to have this exploration, to be playful, to be resourceful, to get creative, to receive. And it feels like what the message coming through is, no matter what the external world is trying to say or do, like people be like, well, that's not how it's done, or trying to, shame you because you aren't, being productive and you don't have that final result. The universe wants you to know that you're protected. You are safe to have this exploration, to learn, to grow, to have play, to have fun, to be lighthearted, to be resourceful and creative. You will receive everything you need, is what I'm hearing. You will receive everything you need. You don't need to worry. You don't need to stress. You can do things differently because you're protected, and you will be guided, nurtured, and protected along the way. So don't worry about that. Okay. So we have the snake transformation. It really does feel like you are transforming in this time where you're letting go of old ways. Maybe they're your old ways, but it also feels like the old ways of the world and society at large. Like it feels like you are shedding old skins. You're stepping into this rebirth. You are not letting, like, I'm getting with the messaging of the sun, and I'm guessing this is also made because it looks like night. It feels like this transformation is like shining light on a new day, a new way. Like the old era, it feels like the sun is setting on the old, and the sun is now rising on this brand new era, this era of more play and resourcefulness and, doing things differently, getting in the receptive mode so you can take that inspired, aligned action. And it kind of feels like maybe you're a leader in this new era. And that doesn't necessarily mean, you're heading up a government or anything, but maybe it's in your community, maybe it's in your family, maybe it's in, a certain niche or area of life. I don't know what specifically it is, but it feels like you are like a wayfinder. You are the light that illuminates the path for others and shows them the way. And I think it's because you are, allowing yourself to play more, to not be so rigid, to color outside the lines, just to explore and have curiosity, because it feels like not many people are curious anymore. They don't really ask questions. They just kind of are falling into place like cogs in a machine. And it feels like you're not here to necessarily disrupt it and destroy the machine, but to show the people that there are other ways. They can choose to follow the path they've always known. You're not here to, force them and drag them out, but it feels like there's this new era of transformation that you are lighting the way. And you're helping people shed the old, not just yourself. So that's really cool. It really does feel like this new door is opening up to this brighter future, to like more possibilities, more lightheartedness, more fun, more eagerness, more zest for life. And it just feels like people are going to be more connected with themselves and the universe instead of, going on autopilot a lot of the time and like going through the motions of things, doing same old, stuck in this meticulous, mediocre life where they go to work, they kind of just drag themselves through the process. They hate Mondays. They don't want to be at work, but they're like, well, I need money. And so they force themselves to do it. And then they get home at the end of the day, and then they're like Netflix and chilling because their mind is just fried and they're just not happy and they're kind of just going through the motions. They do that day after day, and then the weekend is when they come alive a little bit more, but then they also have to do all these errands because they were tired from work. And so it just feels like this new door is opening up on a whole new way of life, and you're helping show the way. You're helping light the path. Okay. So, dove peace. Yeah, it does feel like you have this inner peace to you, possibly because you're being protected. But I feel like also it's part of your resourcefulness because you know that you're okay no matter what. You know you don't have to do things the same as other people. You realize that happiness and peace, like your peace of mind, are an inner job. The external world can do whatever it does, but that doesn't dictate your internal. And so I feel like this is a piece for you, but also you lighting the way to show people how it's possible that they can have peace for themselves, that they don't have to, with some people it kind of feels like they sell their soul just to, get a quick buck. They're not really enjoying what they do, and you're just showing them like it's possible to enjoy what you do. It's possible to have fun and lightheartedness and a life that you enjoy, and to be creative and resourceful, and that you're protected while you do it, that you don't have to, follow society's script if you don't want to. So that's really beautiful. Okay, so talking about you lighting the way to this new path, it says you are bright energy, color uplifts you. Yeah, it very much feels like, again, the imagery of a child playing with color and all these bright colors that are usually associated with childhood, whereas we grow up and a lot of times it's more diluted, it's more, simplistic black and white and grays, and it feels like you are kind of breaking the mold on what is expected of people in society, and you are just lighting the way. It feels a lot like, okay, I'm getting the imagery of a night sky and how in society it kind of feels dark for a lot of people and there's not much light, but then you are coming through like the aurora borealis, and it's really interesting that so many more places around the world have been seeing it in more recent times, and I feel like that's kind of the universe's way of saying like, hey, there's a new way you can, do things differently. And that's the kind of the metaphor that's coming in with this messaging from the universe. And so you are bright. You have so much love to give. You have so much light inside of you that like it's trying to spill out, and I think it's because of how you're doing things differently. This new door opening up for you and kind of the world at large, it feels very powerful, and that you're ready to go. Like you feel very free is what I'm getting. Like you're ready for this. You don't need to worry. Yeah. Yeah. You don't need to worry. Stay the course. You are moving in the right direction. It very much feels like that. It very much feels like you are on the right path. You are opening this door, and it's going to open up all this possibility and potential and just beautiful transformation for everyone. And it's so powerful. And so even if the external world seems really dark, like that messaging I'm getting about society at whole just feeling like it's in this very dark night and people might feel like there is no hope, it's feeling like a night of the new moon. It does. Like it's feeling like they don't have much light and hope in this possibility, like society as a whole. And that's not to say everyone's like that, but it just kind of feels like there's this weight on society, and you're coming in as all this beautiful colors across the sky, as the, aurora borealis, as the northern lights that people have been seeing like everywhere now. And you know that you're doing just fine, even if, the northern lights are usually seen, at the pole up north. And I think they have it at the South Pole as well. But you're staying the course because you know you're on the right path, even though, you know, all these countries that and places that are not up at the poles or down at the poles, like, you know that this is meant. You're meant to transform. You're meant to, shake things up and do things differently and show them that other things are possible, that, magic and miracles can happen. You're shining your bright energy and you're coloring the world with your energy. And it feels like it had been dark and dull for so many people, and later it's like, well, this is just how it is now, I gotta accept it. And you're shining your bright colors and you're coloring their worlds and letting them see, like, life can be so much more. So stay the course. This is really beautiful. Yeah. Remember, love is the key. Love what you have in your life right now. Yeah, it very much feels like that's the messaging you are bringing through with your energy and kind of what you're showing other people. And that's not to say that you and other people have to prefer everything in your life, but what it feels like you're doing is you are making peace with your life and you are looking for play and fun and creativity and resourcefulness to make what you have in your life work for you, to make it enjoyable. Let's say you have to get up early for, whether it's a flight, whether it's for a family obligation, like taking your kids to school, going to work, whatever it is, and you just aren't feeling it. It feels like you are finding a way to make it more enjoyable, to make it more fun, making life kind of a game, to make it enjoyable, to bring the sense of wonder and exploration and fun and lightheartedness to it. And it's because I feel like you are bringing this energy of love and gratitude and just excitement and eagerness to make it something that you love to be in, that it's not, a chore, it's not a drag, it's not something you just go through the motions of. No, you feels like you are very much making it your own, like you are the author of your story and you want your story to be so enjoyable that you just can't wait to pick it up again, to keep reading, to keep turning the pages. So it very much feels like you are embodying this love and you're showing other people how they can love their lives too, how they can change the narratives they're telling themselves about experiences in their life, to empower them, to uplift them, to make it something that they love and are excited about, and how they can, shift their perspective to make it more, to be resourceful, to get innovative and creative and playful and transform, and to find that inner peace. So you are just working some beautiful energy right now. It's amazing. Yeah, very much this. Hold on. My fearless freedom lights up the world. Like, that's very much the messaging and the imagery that's coming in. You are lighting up the world. And this card very much feels like this is very much you. And this is the outer world and society right now. And it's so dark and it feels heavy. And you're just like, no. We have so much more we can do. And you're just showing up as your authentic, beautiful self. You're showing up with all this light and illuminating the darkness and providing you and everyone around you more freedom because they are seeing a new way. You are opening this door and the world's never going to be the same again. That's beautiful. Okay. So the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. It very much feels like you are fearless and free. Like you are here to be you and you're not going to let anyone tell you otherwise. And it's just so beautiful. Like it feels like such this growing momentum behind you. It very much feels like a domino effect that even if you can't see it, like I'm also getting the imagery of a ripple. Like you might feel like, oh, I'm just one person. I can't do that much, maybe. Like, maybe that's some doubt and fear that might be coming into your mind. But remember, it can only just take one. Like, even the smallest act, it can create profound ripples. Like, if you just throw one stone, watch how far the ripples go. They go very far, and it just more and more and more, and like it impacts multiple people. So even if you might feel like you're just one person, you can't do it, you can. You're lighting up the world. You're on the right path. Stay the course. You have this bright energy, and just believe. You're protected, and you have this beautiful, loving energy to you that is here to show another way. You're opening up the door, and it's going to be magical and beautiful and miraculous. Yeah. Endurance, Seven of Wands. You have this inner resilience, this inner strength, this inner foundation, and you're also protected by the universe, so you can go the distance. Like, stay on course. You're moving in the right direction, and don't worry about, if it doesn't feel right, or like it feels like the external world isn't going to get you right away. And there are probably going to be some people who get it because they're in the frequency of receiving, in the receptive mode. But a lot of people it feels like they're kind of buried. And that doesn't mean like they're burying their heads in the sand, although some of them might be. It kind of feels like they're seeds that are planted, like they're buried, so they're in the dark and they don't think it can ever change. But if they're like seeds, every seed has its timing. And so some seeds may take longer to sprout and grow than others. So don't get so caught up if other people don't understand, if they are having resistance. Like, their time will come. Just keep shining your light. The sun doesn't stop shining just because some seeds haven't come up yet. It shines regardless. So it feels like you need to shine your beautiful light no matter what. Even if other people kind of get resistant and they get a little bit prickly, it's okay. You have your inner peace. You know who you are. You know what you're meant to do. Open the door. Open the door and keep going on your path because you got this. Okay. Whoops. We have Gong, an exciting event. Yeah, this very much does feel like an exciting event for you. Like, you turning the page to this new chapter, you opening the door to this new era, this new reality, and just shining your bright. It just feels like the universe is letting out this resounding gong of like, hey guys, it's time. It's like a celebratory gong where it's like ringing out in excitement and fun and celebration. So you got this. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a-okay. Keep going. And we have happiness. So yeah, like, it very much feels like, one, you're embodying happiness and fun and play, but also that because you are embodying it, more is going to show up, because the energy you put out into the world, it comes back to you. And again, there's the sun, so it just feels like you are radiating this warmth, this love, and okay, with all these birds, I'm getting the messaging of a flock. They're like flocking to you. They want the warmth, they want the love, they love your light, and you're illuminating the way for them. So it feels like this happiness is for you and other people. Like, you are helping them see the light, helping them realize what's possible, and opening this door. So that's very beautiful. Funny that I was talking about the sun. Sun, happiness and well-being. It very much feels like that for you. It feels like you are basically embodying the life-giving energy of the sun, the warmth, the love, the comfort, shining light in the dark, giving hope. Like, and it feels a lot with like the spring, like we are leaving behind this cold, dull winter. Not that winter is bad, because winter can be very beautiful. The snow, it offers this clean, fresh slate, but it very much feels like there's this prosperous era coming about, that you are shining your light, other people are shining their light as well, leading the way, leading to freedom. So yeah, there's going to be so much happiness and prosperity and well-being. Yeah. Bold, plenty of material things. It very much feels like that. It feels like we are just entering this prosperous time where we don't have to worry about the ways of old and lack and thinking like this is how we have to do it, this is how society set up. It just feels like this fresh start, this new era of just light and peace and happiness and prosperity. And it's because of how we're showing up in the world. It's because of how our energy is. We also have Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assures success. Yeah, it very much feels like you have the inner foundation because, you're being playful, you're having this loving energy, this lighter energy, and it's allowing you to get into the receptive mode. It's allowing you to be creative and innovative. You have the endurance, you're being fearless and free, you're just shining your light authentically, and you're transforming yourself and the world around you. And you're not letting the external world dictate your internal. You're having that foundation of peace and knowing and confidence. And so you're going to be successful. You're on the right path. Don't you worry. Open this door. It's going to be beautiful. But yeah, don't you worry about a thing. You're protected. The universe is working in your favor. It's using everything to your benefit. You have everything you need. Like, this very much feels like you are ready to open this door. You're ready for the new chapter. You are picking up the pen in your hand and you are writing your story, and you're not letting other people or outside forces dictate what your life is going to be and the kind of world that you live in. It feels like you are empowering yourself. You're taking your power back, and you're creating new. You're creating the world you want to see by starting with yourself. That whole, I think it was Michael Jackson talking about starting with the man in the mirror. Like, you are making the changes you want to see in the world by changing yourself. And by doing so, you are becoming a role model for other people. Like, you are modeling what other potentials are, what other possibilities are, how people can live other lives. So this is beautiful. I'm so excited for you and your happiness and your prosperity and your strength and your beautiful light. I'm so excited for you. Don't lose hope. Stay the course. You got this. Trust the process. The universe is supporting you. And I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of your day. Please take care, and I'll see you next time.